Hello everyone and welcome to Melyn Talk Support Matchups. Today I'm going to be talking about Misfortune. Now, Misfortune support isn't really played anymore. It had a very brief stint, but I still get asked about it very often, so I thought I'd still make this video while it's, more relevant than it's ever going to be in the future. So, if you don't really want to watch the entire video, just know this. Misfortune sucks, okay, as a support. You should not pick Misfortune, ever. Especially even against Zyra, okay? It was really a pocket pick, and honestly, it was only good against Zyra for the synergy it had with other AD carries at the time. So Misfortune support with like a Lucian or a Vayne or something is completely garbage, okay? Completely terrible. But Misfortune support can work with a long-range poke or AD carry, such as long-range poke or crowd control AD carry like Jhin or Varus, okay? And the reason why that works is because she has long-range dependable harass with her E, and most notably that her Make It Rain slows the enemy target, which allows Jhin to get a W on them and get the root from the W as well. Or if it's Varus, it can allow them to get a long-range charged Q on them. And that's basically the only point of Misfortune support. So then there's, the smaller things that are famous for being counters, like she can kill Zyra's plants quicker with her auto attacks. That's useless. That has nothing to do with a counter pick. Let's see. Her Make It Rain can kill Zyra's plants really quickly. Her ultimate can kill Zyra's plants really quickly. There's something to be said for that as well. But that's not really the underlying factor of why she was strong against Zyra. It's the synergy with the AD carry that makes her a strong pick situationally against Zyra. But basically, Misfortune support, the only thing she provides is the slow and poke from her E and the damage from her ultimate. And later on, she'll provide armor shred with the ultimate because she very often goes Black Cleaver, okay? So that's kind of the only use for Misfortune. It's basically putting all of your eggs in the shutting down Zyra basket and hoping that you'll get enough ahead that it won't matter that you're useless. So a few things to talk about for laning against a Misfortune support as Zyra, now that I'm kind of done with the history lesson part of this. The main thing is to go Ignite, let the Misfortune shove, and then just kill her over and over again. She's basically useless and very squishy. So, why not farm some gold? Usually it's pretty hard to harass her head on because she can catch you out with her slow, and then that can lead to you getting very dead. So a lot of times you're going to want to harass the AD carry instead. Also, in the whole vein of this topic, I recommend an Emax against Misfortune because you can lock her down, and it's hard to hit the Misfortune with your E because of her movement speed, but you're going to want to be fighting. You're going to want to be all-inning, so the Emax is going to help for when you land it on the AD carry, preferably. All right. So those are, that's a little introduction, a little history, some of the preliminaries. Now we're going to talk a bit about levels 1, 2, 3, and 6, and then we have some more conclusions to talk about at the end. So level 1 should be pretty easy for you. The main thing is, play in the brush, use your Greenfather's Gift procs, use your auto attack procs, and basically, and this is going to be a very big theme for this lane, all you have to do is play around Misfortune E. If Misfortune's E is on cooldown, you win. All right, think of it like Blitzcrank hook, although it's not quite so exaggerated. So play around the E, dodge the E, bait the E. It's usually pretty easy to figure out how Misfortunes are playing around their cooldowns. So try to pick that up really quickly. Try to auto attack, try to get your Thunderlord's Decree with your Q, stuff like that. But in general, just like any Zyra level 1, you're just kind of pushing the wave and hoping for an early level 2. Which, when you get to level 2, that's when, things start to get a little better, and level 3 is where things get really great. But again, level 2, let's go back to it. Start harassing the AD carry. Again, play around Misfortune's E cooldown. She shouldn't be able to do anything outside of the E. You're mostly biding your time until you get to level 3 when you have all 3 of your skills, and then you can start killing. So usually when I hit level 3, I charge up 2 seeds. and then I do a QW combo. A lot of times they'll trade very predictably, and then we can go for an EW combo to follow up. Or instead, we can wait for them to go for a cannon, and then EW, QW. That's kind of a, I say this all the time in these matchup videos, but that's a lot of what you're going to be doing in level 3, okay? And Miss Fortune's, she's still kind of useless right now. And that, honestly, I feel like I'm being not very thorough in this, but really there's not that much to talk about for Miss Fortune support. Once you get to level 6 though, you are gonna have to be very careful. You have a lot of damage at level 6, but she does as well. Just because she's a support, and as a Zyra player, you should know this. Just because she's a support does not mean she can't do a lot of damage. So Miss Fortune's ER combo at level 6 can really, really hurt, and it will kill your plants very, very quickly. So be very, very careful, and it's okay to, if you're doing a combo, it's okay to wait to use your seeds until her Make It Rain is on cooldown. If she's ulting you, it's okay to flash out of the support Miss Fortune's ult, stuff like that. Don't be afraid to do different things, and definitely respect the Miss Fortune support. It usually sucks, but it did become popular for a reason. So don't underestimate her, but you should be able to win. And that's pretty much it for the level by level guide. Basically, if you can get out of lane, you win this, okay? Miss Fortune support in the mid game and the late game is pretty darn useless. Usually they just feed. So you have damage, you have CC. Miss Fortune kind of has not very good of either of those. So just kind of seek to try to survive. You should be able to win though, but even if you can't, just try to survive. It's okay. And then you should be able to be a lot more useful in team fights and stuff. So that's pretty much it. Kind of a short video, but there's not much to say. A lot of people are curious about Miss Fortune support, so I thought I'd talk about it. Let me know if you guys are still seeing it, by the way. I'm not seeing it a lot, but I feel like the meta is very different in higher elos than it is in all the other elos. So let me know. Also, I'm planning on doing some more videos soon. Kind of didn't do a lot earlier this week, but they're coming. Don't worry. Thanks for watching, and may your enemies feel the thorns embrace.